Well, sports fans love to crack open a cold one when watching their favorite games. At the Arkansas Capitol, lawmakers are proposing an expansion to the definition of beer. But could this have a positive or negative impact on the Arkansas craft beer industry? According to the text of House Bill 1173, the proposed new law would raise the alcohol content limit for beer produced and sold in the state from 5% to 14%. Malt beverages with an alcohol content of up to 14% would also fall under the definition of beer, while those exceeding 14% would be classified as malt. Co-owner and founder of Natural State Beer Company in Rogers, Dan Klaus, says if it becomes the law, their business would be allowed to make and sell beers with alcohol up to but not exceeding 14%.
And to put that into perspective, a typical craft beer that we create and our fellow brewers make and sell in their tap rooms would range anywhere from 4.5% to 6.5%, with some heavier beers sometimes hitting 7 to 10%. So 14% is really not consequential for us.
But Klaus says other sections of the proposed bill could pose a threat for their company.
It's an element that would restrict the sale of what we call standard table wine, which comes around 13% on average. You buy it at your store, you serve it at home, you serve it with your friends, and that's also what we serve in our tap rooms. And that's currently allowed in our permits. And for companies like ours, the sale of standard table wine could represent 15 to 20% of our taproom sales.
It's a similar story for Sody's Wine and Spirits in Fort Smith. Store owner Scott Clark is on the board of United Beverage Retailers of Arkansas and is opposed to this bill because he says the alcohol percentages would negatively impact his business.
That's a bit of a challenge for us because we feel like we have the knowledge and the expertise to explain to the consumer the difference between an IPA and a pale ale. They may not know. And these beers don't have a lot of shelf life because they're not pasteurized like a Miller Lite or a Coors Light.
Clark says the proposed law would take away one more distinction between his store and Walmart or any convenience stores.
So if we lose that division of our store, then all we have left is spirits, and we can't sell toiletries, eggs, milk, charcoal, you name it, that all of these big box stores have.
The proposed bill is in the preliminary stages, but both owners hope they can have conversations with the politicians presenting this bill.
They don't understand it, and so we just try to educate them. That's what we're doing.
And I think it would be really great if they could talk to our Brewers Guild, who is really out there working with our local politicians to defend and define the laws that are not needed for our business.
Covering news where you live, Rachel Williams, 5 News.